und herzlich willkommen zu einer weiteren Folge von Honkai Star Rail. In der letzten Folge ist leider jemand von uns gegangen durch dieses komische Reaper Fly Killer Vieh und es war Glühwürmchen. Glühwürmchen ist von uns gegangen.
My. You look like a small, injured animal. Are you still willing to talk to me? Of course, I'm still willing to be your... Why, of course. But now is not the... I know you're confused. And... sad. Whoever that girl might have been. A living soul. A memory that was meant to last. She simply vanished. Like the dissolution of bubbles in water. No matter what, I hope you can trust Aventurine. Or rather, trust me and see the truth with your own eyes. I will protect you. Once I gather more information from him, I'll make sure you're safe for the truth. And to prevent more unnecessary sacrifices. Later, I'll stay by your side as a mimetic entity, just in case. Time to set off.
Ich trau beiden nicht.
Go and meet Aventurine, or I could still choose not to help.
Excellent. I knew you would come. By the way, about that memo keeper... I've said before you can liaise with your companions, or even twist the narrative against me. I'll wholeheartedly embrace it. It signifies your... I don't do deals where I'm on the losing end. So, my friends... Don't... Please, this way, if you will.
Ich mag ihn nicht.
Oh, right. I remember mentioning something after that. What was it again? This is it. Oh, I remember. My friend. Tell me, doesn't this feel eerily... I remember everything now. This was what I told you at that time. Look, friend. The game has already begun. Allow me to make you an offer. One you can't refuse. No reason to choose otherwise. And no other choices.
War das Robin? Warum sind die Folgen so brutal? Ja. Gut, ne? Ich meine,
Brother, I'm back.
Welcome back. How is your preparation for the performance coming?
It's fine. Don't worry.
wer ist das denn?
It's fine? No, this is not good. You're the pride of the family. Don't let those...
No. Brother, you seem to be in low spirit. What's happened? Is it because of the Watchmaker's guest list?
Yes, I received the report that death had taken some of them. Perhaps... I'm sorry, I forgot you just came back. you probably wouldn't know about it. Somehow, a nightmare called death has descended upon Penacony, striking indiscriminately, bringing spiritual death to all equally in the utopian dreamscape envisioned by the family. Such sorrowful incidents shouldn't arise. It profoundly undermines the equilibrium and serenity of the dreamscape. How detestable.
I can't believe this has happened. Was someone killed?
Yes, there were two. One was a stowaway, the other was you. That's enough, fool. Your deeds have saddened.
Pretty sharp, aren't you? Chicken-winged boy.
Chicken wing boy.
The Odes of Harmony talks about honesty. The words of a fool begins with foolishness and end in treacherous arrogance. Please leave. Their dreamscape doesn't welcome you.
Oh, come on, lighten up. Why so serious with all the quotations and references? I'm just curious. Now things have come to this. Is the family still unwilling to fight? I mean, your darling sister's already a gone. Really? Don't tell me you're not craving a little vengeance.
It's not yet time. When the fated day arrives, I shall mete out justice with unyielding righteousness.
Wow, you can endure that much? Truly a heart of ice you've got there. Hey, maybe we could actually get along. How about this? I'll stand in for your dear sister at events. Surely you don't want the world to hear the Charmony festivals.
The family has a plan. And do not dishonor my dear sister with your deceit.
All right. Just putting it out there. If you're ever in a pinch, remember, I've got your back. I mean, who could resist a guy rocking spikes on his wings?
There's no need. The malefactor has been exposed under their radiant gaze, and will soon fall. Should the transgressor fail to turn away from this path, their sword will be honed, their bows strung, causing... And when that time comes, the heathen will realize they're but a mere mortal, doomed to descend into the netherworld. And I will join their vanguard to announce this good news to you personally.
Er ist der Mörder. Der Teufel in Samt.
Ah, friend. My expression wasn't much better than yours when I first saw this. Your eyes aren't deceiving you. It's her. The famous singer, Robin.
Könnte Robin wirklich.
Well, first of all, can I just say that this had nothing to do with me? I'm just an unlucky bystander here. The family can testify for me. If you don't believe me, just ask anyone in the Bloodhound family. They hate me and they hate the IPC, so they'd never lie. This is not where the crime happened. What I showed you was a memory. The most basic light cone manifesting tech. Authorized by the Garden of Recollection and owned by the IPC. Did you really think the Galaxy Ranger was an outsider this whole time? Penacony has made a solemn commitment to protect the safety of anyone inside a family dream. Any person in distress will be forcibly awakened and safely returned to reality. What gives them the confidence to make such conclusive statements? Because behind this promise is the harmony. The family's Dreamweavers link up their minds together to construct an unbreakable defensive line. Breaking through this line of defense to create death in the dreamscape. Not even a memo keeper could do that without the fam. Who could have done it, friend? The only one is her. The girl who calls herself a Galaxy Ranger. An imposter. An unsought guest. An emanator who hides her true identity. Ifrit's death was a foregone conclusion. And Robin? Her misfortune was staring right at her. Who will be the next to...
Das alles ist schwer zu verkraften. Aber das ist ja nicht die ganze Geschichte. Wenn das wahr ist, dann kann ich hier niemandem vertrauen.
It's fine. Listen to your gut. Building trust always takes time. And I'm willing to wait. I just hope you realize that wherever that legacy is concerned, covert plans are already underway throughout Penacony. Everyone's got their own. Careful you don't get stuck on the wrong side. If I were you, I'd keep my distance from Acheron. After all, any schemes out in the open are always going to be better than a monster in the shadows, right?
Who's to say there isn't an even deeper conspiracy lurking beneath the surface?
Memo Keeper, I think our little deal is finished.
Aventurine is telling the truth. This memory is a real one, and there's no sign of any distortion.
The IPC is not the Garden, and there are real limits to what they can actually do. But you know, friend, let's not beat around the bush here. The thing is, I want to reach out personally to team up with the Astral Express. I told you, I'm just not interested in scrambling for the legacy. I just came to Penacony for work. I'm here to retrieve some lost property for the IPC, if you catch my drift. I'm talking ownership of this frontier prison. This has all become a bad debt thanks to the cancer of all worlds. The IPC has tried sitting down for negotiations time and again. You have no idea how difficult these people are to deal with. Put it this way. They've hushed up the existence of death before, so they can definitely cover up any news about Robin's death. It'll just quietly float off like a bubble and pop. That's not fair, right? So then, friend, I need your help.
Welche Art von Hilfe? Ich bin gerade mit etwas beschäftigt. Das ist nicht gerade
I have but only one goal. The family's front door is like a high wall. And to tear the whole thing down, I'll have to dig out a few chunks first. Once I find a weak point, the IPC will have plenty of means. Now we have our chance. So long as we can get to the truth behind her death, we can have justice for Robin. While also gaining a valuable bargaining chip for bringing the family to truly a once-in-a-blue-moon opportunity. I've been investigating and making lots of friends all over Penacony precisely for this very moment. This tragic news would be extremely bad for the family, so they'll be doing everything they can to stop it leaking, especially to the IPC. But I trust that there are still a few factions that remain exceptions. And that's why I need you all. You get to find out really what happened and seek justice. And I get to put it toward completing my mission for... Don't worry, just head back and talk things over with your companions. That navigator is really smart. She must understand the value of this deal. Look, here's my contact details. Oh, and take this. A thorough investigation can always use a little more funding. So long, friend. I really am.
Aventurine just sauntered off. He really doesn't mean to force it, but
What now? What are your plans?
Black Swan. What is she thinking?
On the surface, this doesn't look like a bad deal for you. But Aventurine is a shrewd merchant whose scheme won't just be as simple as it appears to be. He doesn't know about Miss Firefly yet. But, judging by your reaction, he may have noticed something going on, and deliberately shifted topics to the truth of death, to try and pull you in line with his way of thinking. That's quick thinking and very sound logic. Aventurine is no fool, and working with him definitely has its dangers.
Namenlose können nicht wegsehen, wenn etwas
But you're talking about real evil. Anyway, be careful out there. There's more than one way to blaze a trail. As for the other questions, it's all happened so quickly, I can only make conjecture. After leaving here, go have a chat with your companions. I hope you could... Come, this way. It's a short walk. Don't get lost.
Hier haben wir gekämpft. Was macht ein Stallion-Jäger hier?
This way. This is where we part ways. Unfortunately, the remembrance, but follow your heart and don't be afraid. We all walk through this world casting shadows of different lengths, and ultimately, all we leave behind are precious memories. Ah, hold on just a sec. There you go. A small parting gift. If one day you unfortunately fall into the deep waters of the memory zone, and there's no memo keeper to join you, hopefully it can guide you on my behalf. I also pay great attention to the ways of the world. Just think of this as an apology from me for hiding something from you. Then, I've something private to take care of regarding that Galaxy Ranger. Let's leave things there, shall we? What fascinating memories will you bring for me next time we meet? I sincerely look forward to them.
A family rep. Is Himiko okay?
Okay, perfekt. Dann geht's weiter.
Well, isn't this a dream?
wenn es nicht so lang würde. Stehen bleiben.
Don't forget to let your friends in on the action. Stream forth the gleam.
Keine Ahnung, warum das jetzt so laggt.
So much has happened.
Ja.
Ranger.
Do you still dream, Hunter? Of those slain by your hand?
Vor einigen Tagen im Ewigflammen anwesend.
It appears the outcome has already been determined.
You're still alive. As are you. You still have room to make a choice. Leave the music box behind.
Choice.
Vatora's fire demon. Even if you sacrifice your life for that eon, you won't get special treatment.
Ranger, you tread the narrow path of the hunt. You could never understand. We come from the fire, and are born bathed in fire. We spread, burn, and destroy, until all the kindling has burned out and we leave only ashes on the ground. Burning forms the entire life of a fire demon, from the beginning to the end. We are born to die.
Your companions don't seem to think so. They fight for your chance at survival.
They are my children, and just as I was, they are flames that have yet to burn white hot. But my flames are faint, and time is running out. Can you see the planet of festivities in the distance? I plan to bring Purgatory with me there, and before...
Why?
Because on the path they have forged, you have traveled farther than I have. Emanator. You cannot hide your true identity. Draw that sword, for we shall indeed remain. Destruction is intense, but brief. To cravenly cling to life is to endure an endlessly prolonged existence.
Even if the answer turns out to be your own destruction.
What is important is not the answer, but that it exists, just as you exist. Everything exists to be destroyed. Emanators are no different. Just as even sweet dreams may be born of the void, the so-called impossible is merely something that is yet to happen.
All right. I accept.
You shall witness the most brilliant and intense fire in existence.
A bottomless dream. Yes, that's right. This blade remains in its scabbard not out of pity or scorn. It's a personal secret that I don't want to disclose, but perhaps I'll reveal the truth to you. The hunt is not the path I truly follow. May death be the end of your boundless dream, guiding you back to the waking world. I still see them in my dreams. Hold it. Your time hasn't come yet.
My time?
I've seen many clever disguises that can conceal appearances. But they can never cover up who a person really is. And you had no desire to kill the Trailblazer. You only did what you did to drive me and the Memo Keeper away, but... Did Destiny's slave make you do it?
You know, Elio.
I thought this is just the kind of thing that'd get written into your script.
My script has always been brief. Other than that, anything beyond that, he knows my nature. There is but a single destiny from which no one can escape. And until then, I hold the privilege of choice. However, you appear to be ignorant of this. So it's time for me to...
Not your enemy, perhaps.
That's not what I asked.
I don't deserve your curiosity. Loners wandering the cosmos always have their secrets. Take me. I've also been wanted by the IPC, so it's little wonder I know something about the Stellaron Hunters. That's all. Maybe I can help.
What reason would you have for doing that?
I tend to forget things. Which is why, rather than memories, I'm accustomed to using my emotions to capture what I normally wouldn't otherwise. So, I know who is inside that cold armor. How about it? Ready to take off?
It's not yet. I don't need help. But I can give you a suggestion that would make things better for you and me. If your goal is the Watchmaker's legacy, then go look into the family. Not only are they covering up the existence of death, but they're burying the past and the truth about what happens inside the dreamscape.
Already on it.
And the Astral Express is no enemy of yours.
I know that. I just never expected to hear you say it. What's next, then? The Trailblazer's been taken by Black Swan.
No need for that. No harm in mentioning that Elio's only given me one instruction. Get all of the Astral Express to track down the Grand Legacy. I tried settling this in an easier and more direct way. But as you can see, here I am, confronting you. I failed. Can't ever go against the script.
The so-called impossible is merely something that has yet to happen. That's it. Before we split, can I ask you, is there anything else in your script about me? I'd like to know what kind of footnote I get to leave in that future foreseen by destiny.
Unfortunately, not a thing came up.
I knew it.
Hang on. I don't
Don't. What?
Your first question was, do you still have dreams about everyone who died? Because I don't. Never have. I was born without the ability to dream. I live for this cold, harsh reality. For a little light. And to burn. To keep on burning. Until I turn to ash. So, I really envy you.
Is that so? Then you're already living in the waking world.
Jetzt der goldene Schlüssel.
We heard about Miss Firefly from Black Swan. But
I'm sorry that I couldn't be with you then.
Reality cruises on in serenity, while undercurrents bubble up from the dreamscape. Just like that memo keeper said. Stay strong, everyone. We can still do what we can for them. Starting with finding the murderer.
Let's recap everything then. The Trailblazer just reminded me of something. March, do you remember what that family rep who negotiated with us said?
indeed we trust that the Nameless has nothing to do with this. And we also beg each of you to help assist the family in verifying the identity of the deceased.
Looking back, he seemed a little evasive at the time. And he also failed to mention anything about the earlier murder, too.
The family's planning on covering up all news about Miss Robin's death. If news gets out, then it...
But the murder that followed closely after was obviously beyond their anticipation. The family had to try and turn things to their advantage by bringing in reinforcements from outside. The Charmony Festival is nearly here. They must be snowed under.
It may also be that Miss Firefly's murder had so many witnesses that it couldn't be covered up. So they went with the flow and let more people on the scene to control the situation. After all, the nature of the two murders is fundamentally different. The family's first protective measure should be against malicious actors.
Indeed. He was particularly concerned about that galaxy.
Are we missing the forest for the trees here? I always felt that Aventurine's reasons for accusing Miss Acheron were highly subtle. Can we believe him?
At this point, I'm afraid the only ones we can trust...
Look, let's try to gather intel first and then list all the possible outcomes we can. Then we go through them, eliminating contradictions one by one. The fewer facts remaining, the closer we are to the truth. I've still got this sense of foreboding. It's like we're stuck in a whirlpool, spinning around that legacy even after everything that's happened.
This time we're playing the role of a real detective. But before we start, what are we going to say to the family and Aventurine?
As I see things, the family harbors no ill will towards the Astral Express. If they didn't trust the crew, they wouldn't have casually commissioned outsiders to investigate a case that's, in all likelihood, a scandal. Plus, this is the family's turf. Teaming up with them should make things easier for us in the future. As for that Aventurine, well...
He's complex. He deliberately slow-played his hand during negotiations while running circles around us all the while. He appealed convincingly to both reason and emotion. It wasn't forced, but the intent was obvious. Still, it's good to have contacts among all this uncertainty. Aventurine showed his skills, and as far as our interests are aligned, he can become a reliable ally. We also need to keep a certain distance from the family. Never let them get too close. Teaming up with the IPC helps balance that out. If either side makes a move, we have the option.
So you suggest accepting Aventurine's proposal?
Yes. It's risky, but we can only wait until both sides have played their cards before making any further judgment.
I get why, but there's a whole lot of bad guys and girls around here, and I'm worried about getting stabbed in the back. No, I can't accept this. Forget about it. Just let me keep an eye on him. If that doesn't work, we can just turn the tables and use him instead.
Then, could you please reply to Aventurine? Everyone, take this time.
Arbeiten wir zusammen. So, bitte.
Looks like Aventurine is happy with this outcome. Let's tell everyone about it.
Aventurine's goal is to try. The existence of death will be covered. I'm just he's clearly a born gambler.
Time of wasting money, buddy! Tick-tock! Oh boy! I've eaten too much
Oh.
Aventurine said something that concerns me. He accused that Galaxy Ranger of killing Robin without any evidence whatsoever, but said nothing about her connection to that memory zone meme or why he was. It was a groundless accusation. Maybe Aventurine's goal was never to gain our trust. Maybe he wanted to foster a feeling of enmity towards Acheron and make the situation more volatile. However, I asked Don Hung back on the Express to confirm that story about the Annihilation Gang and the lost messages. It wasn't something that Aventurine made up. You've met her many times now. What's your impression?
Wenn ich mich was?
That fits the stereotype of a Galaxy Ranger to a T. They're eccentric, unpredictable, and fond of being alone.
Ich wurde gezwungen, diese Antwort zu nehmen.
Can this be considered the majestic hall of art? I hope it's not too soon to bring it up, but I feel like Miss Robin isn't actually dead, but that she's because... Aren't we supposed to be inside a dream? How could someone die in a beautiful dreamscape like that? Whenever I see the green... Yeah, of course. At times like this, we're so lucky to have our crew. Everyone's still having a great time out there on the streets. Aw, what a mess. I really want a nice cool drink of soda to help me calm down. But then...
Looks like Aventurine doesn't need anything else. Let's turn our attention to the families.
Among our current clues, the two murders that she witnessed are the most directly connected. One thing I'm curious about is, if a person dies in a dream, what happens to them in real life? Seeing as we're at the family's behest, why not pop back out to reality? and verify Miss Firefly's situation back at...
How about we split off into 2 groups? There are still some things worth
focusing on.
Huh? Aw, I thought I'd finally get to see Himeko and Mr. Yang go out on a mission together.
I will. Honored guest, could you come out for a second?
I'd be embarrassed too, getting stared at like that.
Forgive me. My name is Welt Yang. I'm one of the crew members on the Astral Express. I believe you've...
Welt.
Is there something about my name?
First, don't you want to know my name?
I already do, Miss Acheron. You're a prominent figure in Penacony.
What are they saying about me?
Some claim that you're the real culprit behind these murders, that the Annihilation Gang's tragic fate at the banquet was a result of your blade, and that you're now attempting to unleash
The Annihilation Gang.
Ifrit of Everflame Mansion.
Tragic fate. That Duke turned his dying body to flames and sacrificed his life as a martyr. He was a determined and heroic pathstrider. Not even a villain should be disparaged like this. And what's more, there were plenty of suspects invited. Do they really think that a blade is more dangerous than that black hole you're wielding?
Keen intuition. Not even the family managed to point out the truth behind this cane. So you must surely know, Miss Acheron, that peering into a black hole is not a wise move. As a potential threat, your knowledge of us reveal your true identity and intentions. Otherwise, brace yourself for gravitational disintegration.
That shouldn't be necessary. But if it makes the Nameless feel less defensive, I'll be happy to abide. Believe it or not, Galaxy Ranger, Acheron, those are the names I go by to this very day. My trip to Penacony is solely to fulfill an old, final request. I'm here for the Watchmaker's legacy. And that's it. I think I've been honest enough.
Still unwilling to reveal your true identity?
It's not that I don't want to. It's just that I can't. I've come so far, and I can't sum up all of that in just a few words. Everyone has their own unspeakable past. Secrets that they don't want to be revealed. And I won't be asking any more questions, such as why the Astral Express is roaming around the cosmos with a Stellaron on board. Is she okay? That Memo Keeper didn't do anything.
She's fine. Let's just stick with the topic. Gaining my trust depends on how much you're...
I've run around many different Penacony dreamscapes just to try and find that legacy. And during this period, I came into contact with quite a few guests. In the process, I gradually came to realize the secret of Penacony may be closely related to the Trailblaze. That's why I've come to ask for your help. I don't have enough proof yet, but I'd like to speculate something. The source of all tragedy lies within the family. If you could trust me, we could find the proof to support this claim together. Mr. Yang, I think you've come to the same conclusion.
Let's leave it at that. For now, I'll choose to share your findings with me and me alone. I don't want vague conjecture to interfere with other people's judgments before we find solid proof.
Mm-hmm. By the way, would you like something to drink? Before we go, how about 2 cups of Wake the Heck Up? Because the conversation coming up...
Mr. Yang, also. Huh.
I've been watching her closely for a while now, and the first invitation was in the banquet hall of the hotel. She just sat in one corner, keeping silent. chugging down a couple cups of Wake the Heck Up. I told her it's a pungent, bitter beverage, not the taste of sweet dreams. Only for people allergic to Soul Glad. And she said,
Really? But I don't taste any difference at all between them.
the guest rooms are charmingly minimalist. An aesthetic you share, Miss Acheron. It's a cinch. This music box. The invitation received by the Annihilation Gang. There are latent memories that linger on it. You see, memories of you are not yours alone. They travel in other people, other things. I know much. The Annihilation Gang, that band of desperados who all disappeared after meeting you. What exactly happened to them? Well, let me reveal all.
Gradation 12. Dreamscape.
Well done, Dubra. Wherever they go.
There it is. It's hazy, but it's Ifrit's voice. The other one is probably his... This is the residual memory from when the invitation was first delivered. They were abruptly interrupted.
They sought refuge in a land of sleep. Merely wish, children of the flame. This marks your rite of passage.
She won't be necessary. I alone am enough.
When have those on the path of destruction feared death?
The Everflame Mansion has set out on a journey. Those poor people, they have no idea what lies in wait ahead. Memory recovery is going well, but slowly. She'll be here soon, and time is short. There's nobody else here, so there's no need to be delicate. What happened? The memory after that is blank. How is that possible? This music box fell into Acheron's hands, and she brought it to Penacony. It's like it's been erased. Who's done this?
Who are you? Who are you?
It's... No. Is this not a memory?
Oh, a memo keeper. Do you serve the Garden of Recollection? My name is Constance. A pleasure to meet you. We were supposed to meet in Penacony and spend an unforgettable time together. But that seems unrealistic. Dahlia's not welcome on the banquet star, and I don't need a coming-of-age ceremony. And you? Want her secret? I can give it to you, and then you can enjoy the banquet for me. I wish you unforgettable.
Oh, a phone. Wanna listen?
A few days ago, the IPC made an announcement under the watchful guidance of the Marketing Development Department, and in accordance with the Interstellar Peace Charter, the independent Sigonian sovereignty has hereby been established, and shall take a legislative seat at the Interstellar Congress. The formation of the Sigonian sovereignty is of great historical significance to the...
Sigonia 4 is located in an unclaimed zone at the intersection of the Denise, Prothean, and Dorneau star clusters. The planet's surface environment is known for being extremely harsh, constantly faced with the threat of impact from small-scale celestial objects. This is why very few intelligent species have made this planet their home, dividing them...
Sigonia. Sigonia. Ravenous eye of the land of rock, but not water. You promised us a land of honey, yet yoked us beneath a sword of bitterness. Oh, Gaiathra Triclops, if thou can hear me, please open up thy 3 eyes. When you took his father, my child was still sleeping, and I don't ask for a peaceful death. Just for you to tell me, does the baby swaddled sweetly as otherwise?
Mommy! 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 The rain! It's raining!
Raining?
It's raining! It's true! Those outworlders weren't lying to us. They really did summon the rain. Mommy, we can leave here.
Back home. Darling, listen. This is the sound of rain. Such a lucky child. May the goddess Gaia keep you. Let your dreams and your schemes for... Welcome to this sad world.
Time.
Oh, heavens. I must have drunk too much Soul Glad. Didn't expect you to be back so soon.
Just as you guessed. Nobody outside knows about Robin's death. There aren't even baseless conspiracy theories. They're still streaming the rehearsal for her ceremony, using a stand-in, I guess. They must be dreaming.
Of course. Who could imagine that death would actually descend upon the idyllic dream created by the family? Let alone that the victim would be the female lead of the Charmony Festival. To be honest with you, I didn't believe it. I even tested it a few times myself, until I discovered that I couldn't actually die. Whenever there's any danger, I'm forced awake by the dream pool, and it's all as... That's why I'm convinced that there are a few big secrets lurking behind the scenes.
Then you must have heard about the Memory Zone meme. When I graciously deigned to establish connections with the Oak family on your behalf, they were quite in a pitiful state of disarray. Besides Robin, there was another body. I don't know the exact details, just that it was...
2 murder cases? I told you something seemed off about the Nameless. Oh, she must have come across the other one. This murderer is a psycho. And I have to say, the case does represent an opportunity. We can leverage the family's malfeasance and let the IPC use this as a reason to intervene. It's just that their trickery runs deeper than I thought. Robin's stand-in was all ready to go. These 2 murders are definitely getting hushed up. What should we do? Let me think. It's too rare an opportunity to miss out on, so... I gotta...
Incredible gambler. Have you already exhausted your limited repertoire of tricks?
There are plenty of chips, but it'd be best to choose carefully. The most straightforward has to be Robin. Remember? That masked fool once told me to find... Robin is what she calls the mute. She has lost her voice, and while most people can't pick up on it, you and I cannot mistake that sound. Not produced by any voice box, but rather by the resonance of the harmony. If that girl hadn't gone hoarse from singing practice, there'd only be one possibility. Something was up with the family. Or Robin herself. To get to the bottom of this, I tried every way I could to meet her, but she died.
A complete and utter loss. Incidentally, it seems to have resulted in your rather undignified arrival on the... There were eyewitnesses at the scene, and the
Well, things aren't looking too optimistic, Doctor. I'm starting to break out in a cold sweat. Do you reckon... there's still any chance of a comeback, given how things are?
A probability? Yes, it exists, but it verges on the... But if you simply can't control yourself and want to try your hand, then there just so happens to be a suitable candidate. That man wants to see you again.
Who?
Sunday.
Is this a public hearing or a private trial?
If it were the former, it would hardly befit my stature to stoop to the role of a mere messenger.
Fine. Well, that's great. It's all... Ratio, I'm convinced now that there must be something wrong inside the family. Well, without any further ado, let's set off.
Okay.
We're here. The Dewlight Pavilion is the Oak family's
fortress.
This mansion nominally belongs to Sunday, and is very befitting of its owner. Without his express invitation, the likes of ordinary guests would never grace these grounds in their lifetimes. Look around while you still have.
Hey, Doc, whose side are you on anyway?
Who's to say I won't sell you out?
We'll see. When we meet the authoritarian master of the Oak family, I'll pry an answer out of him.
Follow me and I'll bring you.
A reward with no risk? I'll take it.
Hey, you two! That's a place of business.
I was requested by Mr. Sunday to bring him the suspect. My name is...
Oh, I remember you. Veritas Ratio. Your punch virtual particle clock is in...
Excuse me?
The one on your head. Of course, it's nothing compared to my full pocket dimensional
Right, and as I mentioned, that fantasy...
That's because you can't see it. Like I say, only family can see the glory of the mobile nights. Enough. Get going.
It seems like the idiocy index here...
A dead end?
The door is shut tight. Looks...
I mean, there isn't.
For security reason. On the previous
Well, maybe we should do the same.
Er hat ein goldenes Telefon, das finde ich cool.
This haven of memories. Every touch, every moment is like a thorned rose.
Ah, okay. Das ist jetzt schon die nächste Hauptmission.
This is hardly enough for a seat at the table. Oh, the bigger the risk, the better the reward.
warning.
It's on me.
Destined for oblivion.
In the name of a will forged in ice never falters! It'll heal.
Again. Watch your head.
Go nothing!
Hedge your bets.
Free will, or was it fate? Still waters of oblivion. I weep for the departed.
So, 1, 2, 3 und
Hope you're prepared.
Again.
The dice have bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
Is that all? In the name of Landa, a will forged in ice never falters!
Easy, Numby. Liquidation!
Sure, I'll play along.
It'll heal.
Let the valuation begin.
This ends here.
Hedge your bets. It's on me.
Destined for oblivion.
Watch your head. The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
Go nothing!
Hope you're prepared.
Sure, I'll play along. Spend freely.
Easy, Numby.
Watch your head.
In the name of Landa, a will forged in ice never falters! This ends here.
Hedge your bets.
It'll heal.
The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
They'll risk high...
Sure, I'll play. It's on me.
Liquidation!
Watch your head. Hedge your bets.
Hope you're prepared.
Let the value...
The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
In the name of Landa, a will forged in ice never falters!
No dirty trick.
Easy, Numby.
This ends here.
Sure, I'll play along. Spend freely.
Let the valuation begin. Go nothing! Liquidation! Easy now.
Kannst du jetzt endlich down gehen?
It's on me. The dice have been bust. Or maybe I'll take it off. Watch your head.
They'll risk high reward.
The market is unpredictable.
Right! Investing in victory means playing the long game!
In the name of Len, a will forged in ice never falters!
Let the valuation begin!
Hedge your bets.
This ends here.
Easy, Numby.
Spend freely.
A will forged in ice never falters!
The dice have been bust. Or maybe I'll take it off. It'll heal. Watch your head.
Let the value...
Sure, I'll play along.
Easy, Numby.
The market is
Right! Investing in victory means playing the long game!
Hedge your bets. It's on me.
Let the valuation begin. Confiscated!
Didn't file all the applications.
In the name of Len, a will forged in ice never falters!
Okay, das wird immer weniger Schaden, den wir pro Runde machen können.
Hope you're prepared.
The dice have been bust. Or maybe I'll take it off. No dirty tricks, all right? Watch your head.
This ends here.
Sure, I'll play along. Spend freely.
A will forged in ice never falters!
The dice have been bust. Or maybe I'll take it off. Hedge your bets. It's on me.
Hope you're prepared.
Sure, I'll play
Name of
along.
Landau, a will forged in ice never falters!
Wir haben es fast.
The dice have been bust. Or maybe I'll take it off. Watch your head.
This ends here. This ends here.
Hedge your bets. Sure, I'll...
In the name of Len, a will forged in ice never falters!
Hat noch genau einer auf den.
No dirty tricks.
Hope you're prepared. This ends here.
Hedge your bets. Spend freely. The dice have been bust. Or maybe I'll take it off.
It'll heal.
No dirty tricks. Watch your head. It's on me.
Hope you're prepared. In the name of Len, a will forged in ice never falters! Is that all?
Sure, I'll play along. Spend freely. The dice have been bust. Or maybe I'll take it off.
This ends here.
Watch your head.
In the name of Len, a will forged in ice never falters!
Ja, die heutige Folge geht auch ein bisschen länger als sonst.
The dice have been bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
This ends here.
Sure, I'll...
In the name of Let, a will forged in ice never falters! It'll heal.
Is that right? Hedge your bets. The dice have bust. Or maybe I'll take it all. Fortune follows luck, just like it always does.
Die sind jetzt halt alle down.
Six?
But are these nightingales?
They are. What's wrong?
How can nightingales be so huge? They look more like torment eagles to me.
There are no eagles in the 5 families, only nightingales. Why am I wasting time with you on this?
Da gucke ich auf die Wand. Das heißt, der hier muss noch da gucken. Der ist richtig. Der muss einmal. Der muss einmal in die gegengesetzte Richtung von dem zweiten gucken. Der muss einmal gegen den Uhrzeigersinn gedreht werden. Er muss im Uhrzeigersinn gedreht werden. Und er muss auch im Uhrzeigersinn gedreht werden.
Just as I thought.
A truly miraculous discovery. Perhaps I should offer you the chance...
Really? I thought you'd given up on them.
I was being sarcastic.
Impressive. So much for Mr. Sunday's reserved...
Do you need me to remind you? We're in a dreamscape. No matter how grand the mansion looks, it'll not affect Pinnacle.
Yeah, you're right. The only way to destroy the family is death. Sunday must have thought this...
Aber nun gut, ich würde sagen, wir machen das Puzzle noch und dann war es das auch schon für heute. Nun gut, ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen. Falls ja, lasst es gerne mit einer Bewertung da. Und wir sehen uns beim nächsten Mal wieder. Ciao. Leute!